Hello and welcome to the Unit 4 review. We were talking about proportions in this unit. And we had a little bit of ratio talk as well. So we're going to start off. Okay, we have a scenario in the directions. There are 27 people in the class, 12 are girls, and the teacher is one of the 27 people. Okay, so I want to start off with just these ratios, and I'm going to go ahead and do number 3. So I want to write the ratio of boys to girls in the class. And when we're talking about boys and girls, we're not talking about the teacher. Okay? So the idea here is that we have, I like to always start these problems off by setting up what we have. So we have 12 girls. We have 1 teacher. So how many boys do we have? That's combined to be 13. And then all you need is 27 minus 13, which is 14. So there's 14 boys. Okay. So ratio of boys to girls, you could say something like, maybe 14 boys to 12 girls. And then you'd probably want to reduce that. So they're both even, so you could go 7 to 6. And that's boys to girls. Make sure you're labeling your ratios, otherwise it doesn't make sense. If you wanted to, you could also write it as 7 boys with the colon, so to 6 girls. All right. Or even the 7 boys to 6 girls instead of the colon, write it out in words. Either way, that's doable. Okay. Next step, or next set of problems, we're going to solve proportions. So down here, you kind of want to use whatever technique you like. You know, if you like the matching up the proportions, if you like the cross multiply, whatever works for you. I'm a cross multiply guy myself. Let's go ahead and look at number 6 and number 9. Okay, so let's go ahead and cross multiply these two. We'll go here and here. So 5 times 4 is 20. That has the n with it. And then 10 times 8 is 80. And then we just solve equations here, divide by 20, and n equals 4. Okay, let's look at number 9. Again, I definitely need to cross multiply whenever I have 2 variables involved. Okay, so this is going to be 8b equals 9b minus 1. Remember, that one's in parentheses so that we have to distribute. So 8b equals 9b minus 9. And I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 9b from both sides. So we get negative b equals negative 9, which would simplify to b equals 9. Okay. And for the next set of problems, we're using percents. And the key thing here is to remember is over of equals the percent over 100. All right, that's the important part that you need to remember for this. And let's just see what a couple of these problems look like. So what percent? So we're looking for the percent over 100. What is the is and what is the of? The is 135.7 and the of is 148. You can cross multiply or just multiply this by 100, just like you're solving equations. Okay, so x equals, I'm going to do my division first, 135.7 divided by 148, and then multiply that by 100. And it always says to round to the nearest tenth or tenth of a percent. And so that's going to give me 91.68 or 91.7%. And if you remember, a lot of times I'll put a P here instead of an X to know that it's a percent. But either way, you're not incorrect. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn the page and look at the next one. So to start off here, we're just using the same types of problems. Let's look at number 16. It says 103 is 5% of what? So I'm looking for the of here. 103 is the is. I'm looking for the of equals 5%, which is 5 over 100. So I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply. So I'm going to have 10300 equals 5x. Divide by 5. And 10300 divided by 5 is 2060. So x equals 2060. Okay. And that's good work. Let's go ahead and move on. We're going to look at the proportions, or the proportions in similar figures. Okay, and these, just remember, match up the sides to the sides that they correspond to. Let's go ahead and start off with number 18. So I know that this x corresponds with that 23, so let's say x over 23 equals, and since I started with the small side, I have to go with the small side, 7 over 15. To solve this, all I have to do is multiply by 23. Okay, so let's go 7 over 15 times 23. And whenever you get a decimal, just make sure you go ahead and round that to the nearest tenth. And so this one would give us 10.7. Okay, I'm going to leave the rest of those for you to do. And let's go ahead and look at the application problems. All right. So to the right here, we have a picture of my property. Okay, this is my house. And I'm going to go ahead and make a scale model of my house. And I need to prepare my lot. So the size of my lot is 50 feet by 150 feet. So let's say that's 50. And that long length is 150. Kind of tough to read on the picture, but that's okay. And I want to make my model fit on just a standard piece of paper. That's 8.5 by 11 inches. So the length of my model will be 11 inches. What would the width be? All right, this is a similar figures problem. So you need to set 150 over 11 is 50 over something else. All right, you need to solve for that. All the lots on my block are the same size, and I'm saying now that I buy the lot just next to mine. Okay, so I've made my lot bigger width-wise, but not length-wise. Okay, so then I just need to find do the same problem, but now this width here will be 100 instead of 50. So just do that. And then the last one, we've done problems like this before, the proper tipping problem. And since Brittany works at Ties, we use that quite a bit. So a man came into Ties Dynasty, tipped Brittany $13 for lunch that cost $32. All right, seems like a lot. And so what you want to do is you want to go is over of. And when we're talking about tip, the tip is the is, and the meal is the of. So I would say check 18 over 100 as 13 over 32.94 and see what percentage that is. And then you also want to figure out what would be the proper tip. The proper tip would be shown by 18 over 100 equals x over 32.94. I probably wouldn't use this part as much. I would just solve this and then take your answer and subtract 13 from your answer. So then you're going to go 13 minus x. And that'll be the over or under tip. Okay, that'll be your final answer on that one. So good job. Again, hopefully you guys are making your way through the videos and seeing the fun video at the end, and hopefully you're enjoying that. So from here, good luck on the test, and good luck getting ready for the final. And you're just about done with this term, so congratulations. See you later.